tonight we are so fortunate to have with us one of the people who really built up Symmetry Philippines, and he's responsible for Symmetry International. Let me have a warm Manila welcome for Dr. Ola Madsen.
She did a good job though, didn't she? Hello? Oh, that's not too good. Good. Let me ask you a question before we start. How many of you are here? Well, I'm going to talk to this side of the room. There's more here than on this side. Hey, I hope the rest of you get here before we leave. It is really great to be back here in the Philippines. I really enjoy being here. It's really exciting to be in the Philippines for a couple reasons. One, I love your traffic. Yeah. It's the only place in the world I know you have 2 lanes with 6 cars. Right? Yeah. It's true. And I love flying on your airplanes. Yeah, because already on this trip, and I just got in here, and I was down in Davao and down in Cebu, and when I catch the flight to Cebu, I mean, it's scheduled to leave at 7 o'clock, and it leaves at 10 all the time. So it's always exciting. But the main reason why I enjoy coming to the Philippines, the women here in the Philippines are the most beautiful in the world. And the men, really great. And actually, when I was sitting in the back of the room, and I'm watching the back of your heads, you know, as Lorraine was doing, Emily. Why did I say Lorraine? I don't know. We're gonna change your name to Lorraine, I guess. But anyway, when I was sitting back there and I was listening to her do the meeting, and I'm watching the back of it, I often ask myself this question: why are you here? Don't you have anything else better to do on a Monday night than come here? I know it's Tuesday, I just want to see if you were awake yet. But I often want to approach you. Now, let me ask the guests a question. The guests that are here, how many of you had no idea what was going to take place tonight? Any of you? Okay, a few of you. Were any of you dragged here? Yeah, usually the men put their hands up. I understand. But the reason why I asked that, when I went to my first meeting, it's not that I was dragged, but I was misled. Okay, maybe some of you were promised food, and that's why you came. And that's one thing about the Philippines, is you'll never be without food. You people eat more food than anybody alive. You have 6 meals a day. Breakfast, merienda, lunch, merienda, dinner, and merienda. Right? Yeah. So, but anyways, you know, when I went to my first meeting, it took place on the 22nd of December. And a friend of mine, going to my home, he walks in, and he says, "Oh, hurry up, get dressed up, let's go." And I said, "Where are we going?" He said, "No, man, we don't have much time, I'll tell you on the way, come on, let's go." Now, on the 22nd of December, where would you expect to go? Yeah, a Christmas party. There are a lot of ladies who say shopping, you know, but no man does Christmas shopping on the 22nd. Right? We do it on the 26th. That's when it would make sense for a man to go Christmas shopping if we had to. But I expect to go to a Christmas party. We go to the stranger's house, down into the basement. There's absolutely nothing in the basement except 5 chairs. And already there are 4 other men sitting in 4 of the 5 chairs. So I knew it wasn't going to be a very exciting Christmas party. And I sat on the end chair having no idea what to expect. And after a few minutes, the general owner's at home. He starts talking about a company, a product, a marketing system. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, I'm not interested in any of this. I want to go to a Christmas party. And then he started to talk about making a lot of money. Then I got interested. Because at that point, I was 23 years of age, which is just a few years ago. And oh, now you laugh, huh? Give me a break. I used to be 23. But anyway, I was like most 23-year-old guys. I was completely broke, and I wanted earn some more money. And that night, though, that gentleman said some things that literally changed my whole life. Now, I know you've been told exactly what I was told when I was younger growing up. If you want a good job, you need to get a good education. And if you don't get a good education, you're never going to get a good job. I had just graduated from college at that point. And my undergraduate degree was in mechanical engineering. And I was all excited about all of these wonderful doors of opportunity that were going to open to me as an engineer. And I went out looking for work. Now I realized this does not happen here in Manila. But everywhere I went, I got the same response. No experience. No experience. Come back once you have experience. How do you come back with experience when nobody will hire you to give you the experience? To this day, I have never had a job as an engineer. I have no experience. It's true, no one's ever hired me. So I was very frustrated. When I went to the meeting that night, that gentleman said, we don't care what your age is, background, or experiences. If you do 3 things, we'll teach you how to become financially independent. If you're willing to listen, if you're willing to learn, and you're willing to try, we'll teach you every single thing you need to know to become financially independent. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, what do I have to lose? I don't have a job, and I'm already broke. I mean, how much worse could it get? So I listened very, very carefully, and today I'm very, very thankful that I did, because this industry has changed my life drastically now over these past 28 years. So now I'm trying to figure out how old I am. I'm 35, and I'm sticking to that story. Well, how about this? There's nobody in this room older than 35. Oh, now you believe that one. Now you know why I enjoy coming here. You're as crazy as I am. Symmetry is exciting for a lot of reasons, but for me, 2 very important reasons. And I want to start off with asking you 2 silly questions, but they're very important questions I want to build on. First question is this. How many of you would like to have good health and prolong good health throughout your entire life? Yeah, everybody. I've never met anybody that wakes up in the morning and prays, please make me sick. But yet all of us know people who are sick and don't have good health. And that's where our products come in. And I want to make a couple comments about it in just a second. Second question, which is just as silly, is how many would like to have a better lifestyle? Yeah, everybody would like to have a better lifestyle. Now, I don't know how you define lifestyle, because it's a very personal thing. But I define it this way. Lifestyle is being able to do whatever it is you like to do, whenever you like to do it. For example, having breakfast at noontime on a Monday. That's lifestyle. You should never see 6 o'clock in the morning, unless you're coming in. Right? And for some people it means earning a lot of money. And for others it doesn't. Because, you know, in today's world, unfortunately, a lot of people have some hang-ups about money. And then I hear a lot of people talking to me about it after. You know, I hear people say, well, you know, I don't really want to be rich. And I go say, well, why not? Well, you know, rich people are miserable people. Well, there's some truth in that. I know some very, very wealthy people, and they're miserable. But on the other side of the coin, I know some poor people, and they're miserable. If I'm going to be miserable, I would much rather be rich and miserable than poor and miserable. At least I can enjoy my misery. If we're going to go one way or the other, right? Yeah. And then there's always somebody that says, well, let me tell you one thing money can't buy. Money can't buy love. Huh. You know what the number 1 cause of divorce in the world today is? Yeah. A lot of people say money. No, it's not money. It's the lack of money. No money, no honey. Right? But maybe it can't buy, but I know one thing is sure enough we'll do it. We'll regulate it. And the more money you have, gentlemen, the handsomer you become. So Ricky, there's hope for you and I yet. So that's what Symmetry is all about. Having a better lifestyle and then the health to enjoy it. Now, our marketing system is very, very simple. We only have 3 positions. Let me go through it quickly with you. I hope everybody can see this okay. Okay. The first position is that of a consultant. Now, they get 20% off the retail price of the product. You see what I mean? No and start operating your business. Now, once you get started, as I work with a lot of people all over the world, and you're sitting down talking to people afterwards. Actually, this happened just yesterday when we were down in Davao. There were some people who were saying, it sounds great, we really would like to do this, but we're not salespeople, and I don't know anything about selling, and I don't want to go pushing products on my family or friends. And I understand that. And I want you to listen very, very carefully to what I'm going to tell you. I don't want any of you in this room to sell any of these products. I really don't. Because if you have to sell these products, this business will not work for you. How you build your business is this way. This is the secret to getting it started. Once you become a distributor, the very first thing you've got to do is you get the products and you personally use them yourself. Because when you feel better and you look better, I guarantee you people are going to come and say to you what's happening. That's how you build your business. How many people here feel better since they've been using the products? Hey, but yesterday you can ask them what the products have actually done for them. How many people have lost some inches or weight from using the products? Yeah, good many of them. Actually, there was somebody tonight already telling me that they lost, who was it? Yeah. How much weight did you lose now? 18 pounds. He's lost 18 pounds. Now you say, well, 18 pounds is not a lot. Well, you're only 4'11". It's a lot of weight. Use them. You'll look just like me. Now I've got to sell them to you. Because if you be saying to yourself, they're so good, stupid, why don't you use them yourself, right? So that's how you build your business. When you feel better, people are going to notice the difference. Now, the first thing people say a lot of times, well, where do you start? These two products are the bases that you start with, the NutriPlus and the Aloe. These are the two products right here. The Aloe helps reduce stress. My particular field of expertise is in the area of psychology and psychiatry. That's my field. One of the things that we know today that about 80% of all the people who are in hospital are there because of their inability to handle the manifestation of stress within their life. And stress does many, many things to us physically. The Aloe helps reduce your stress level. Do you know anybody who has stress? Know anybody who has a husband? Now, gentlemen, I am not on our side. I am on the ladies' side. Hey, my mother didn't raise no fool, let me tell you why. The women control 80% of all the wealth in the world. That was a man. Single. But it's true. And they have direct access to the other 20% at any time they want it. So I want to be on their side. But ladies, I do understand this though. The man is the head of the family. That's right. The man's the head of the family and the woman is the neck, and the neck turns the head any direction she wants to do. So, the Aloe helps reduce stress. And then also, with the NutriPlus, it gives the body all the basic things it needs on a daily basis. Science today has identified 90 different nutrients that you need on a regular basis. Every day the body needs 90 different nutrients. But also we know that the average human being does not get 100% of 10 basic nutrients. And we need 90. Now somebody could say, well, if I eat right, I don't need any vitamins. Is that correct? 100% correct. But there's no one that eats right. And again, you do not eat right. Too much bobinka, too much lumpia, too much puto, too much lechon. And then there's another one that when it's being made, you leave. It's called be gone. Yeah, that's it. Be gone. Be gone. That's what it means. Be gone. Now you may say, well, how do you know so much about this stuff? Because my wife is Filipino. I'm married to one of you. That's why I know. That's why I said you're the most beautiful in the world. I married one of you. And if I didn't say that, she'd kill me. Now, how many of you ever gone to bed at night and you woke up in the morning and you're actually more tired tired in the morning than you went to bed in the evening. Has that ever happened to you? Yeah. What'd you go do in the middle of the night to make you so tired? When you go to bed, what's the body supposed to do? Rest. And recharge itself. How can it recharge itself when it doesn't have the proper nutrition? You don't have the protein, the carbohydrates, the phytochemicals, the bioflavonoids, the trace minerals, all the different things that the body needs. So what ends up happening is we wake up and we're tired. And then we keep getting tired and we're more tired. And then we start thinking it's normal to be tired. And then all of a sudden we get all these little aches and pains that come in. And it starts somewhere, usually in the mid-30s or 40s. You know, a lot of people tell you, oh, it's going to rain, I can feel it. Your hands swell up a bit. Your shoulders a little bit sore. You bend down and everything sort of cracks, right? Now, the most common thing we hear when people start taking the NutriPlus is they start sleeping better, and they wake up in the morning and they feel rested. And when you feel rested, you look different than most people. If you don't believe me, when we finish here in just a little bit, go down into the lobby, look at most people walking around in the lobby of this hotel. Just look at their faces. Most people look like they've been baptized in pickle juice. I'm serious. And if you start smiling and walk around, you look different. How many of you have children at home? Try this tomorrow morning, and you'll be a believer in what I'm saying. As soon as you wake up tomorrow morning, and you see your children, smile and say, "Good morning, children." And watch what your kids do. Mom, Dad, what have you been smoking? Because they're not used to seeing you happy. So when you feel better, that's literally how you go out and start to build your business. Now just think, as a consultant, how many people do you know who are tired, who are run down, who need to lose a few inches, or have no money? 180 to 33,000. Great job. Excellent.
My lowest weekly check was 400 pesos, and my highest weekly check was 54,400 pesos.
Go ahead and get it. Emily?
My lowest weekly check was about 87 pesos, and my highest weekly check's about 45,000 pesos.
45. Good. And we've got a lot of other people here as well, so you can ask them and they'll be happy to tell you exactly what they've got. Now the third area of earnings is called a monthly volume bonus. Now how that works is we total 6 months. How much have you earned in the last 6 months? 500,000 pesos in 6 months' time. Not too bad. Okay, and actually they Symmetry World. Okay, and they did over 62,000 in volume as a 2-time. Great job. Okay, as director, the number 1 in the, actually number 3 in the Symmetry World, okay, last month was Ricky and Camille, Samson. Number 3, you know, with over 153,000 in volume, right? He has none of the money. His wife has it all. He gets copies of the checks, right? Oh, she didn't even give me the copies. Xerox copy, yes, right? And number 1, actually, as a 5-diamond director, how long have you been in business now?
A year and 3 months.
About a year and 3 months, they've been in Symmetry. I said take 5 years to become a 5-diamond director. And you do this part-time, right? How much have you done this last year, you guys earn?
The last year we made over
6 million pesos last year, the first year. Look at how he looks. Sit down. Now his wife can stand up now. Maganda ka. There you go. And number 1 5-diamond director last month in the entire Symmetry World goes to Ricardo and Grace Oliva. Last month, they did over 354,000 in volume, had 344 consultants and 35 directors for the month. All right, what did you guys earn last year?
Over 6 million.
Over 6 million also. Now, Symmetry Philippines has only been operating here for a little over 2 years. We're not even 5 years old here in the Philippines, and they did it in 2 years, and I'm saying take 5 years to do this. So you see, right here in this room, people are doing a lot more than what we said. Give them a nice hand. Thank you. Here we got one other couple I'd like to give some recognition to, as what's called a senior managing director. They are one of 3 around the Symmetry. We have 3 senior managing directors in the world. 2 of them are from the Philippines. Okay? So, in the number 1 senior managing director is Carmen and Lenny Di Marunco. Now, listen to this. Last month, they did in excess of 1.1 million for the month. 1 month, 1.1 million. Okay? 922 consultants for the month and 70 directors for the month they developed. Okay? Now that's all within 2 years. I'm saying take 5 years to get 10, and they got 70 in 1 month. Will you marry me, Carmen? Hey, she earns enough money for both Carmen and Lenny. You know, I mean, for Lenny and I. I mean, that's unbelievable. Now, just think. Suppose you sponsored Carmen and Lenny. They went over 1.1 million. Just forget the 100,000, say $1 million. Okay? Look at the 5%. Of the million, the 5% is paid on wholesale because 40% is already paid out. So 60% of $1 million is 600,000, right? What's 5% of 600,000? $30,000. If you would have sponsored Carmen and Lenny last month, you would have earned in excess of $30,000 in your 5% alone. One person. How many people do you need, like Carmen and Lenny, to have a good month?
September, we got number 4, extra $750 US. For that month, we earned $150,000.
$150,000. Great job.
June of 97, we got number 2. Last August, we were number 4 of 97. And last November, we were number 2. Our total income combined was more than $500,000.
For those 3 months.
Good evening, Olga Carrillo, Diamond Director of Divinity. I'm an accountant by profession. I won 3 premier bonuses, number 5, number 1, and number 2. Highest income, and I got the number 1. 1 month, 239,000.
My name is Ardy. On our 3rd month in the business, in the 1st month as a director, we were number 2 worldwide, earning us a total income of 151,000 pesos.
Ricardo Oliva, on our first 4 months, we captured the premier bonus 3 times for a total of $12,000.
$12,000.
I'm Romy Robot, Director of Symmetry. I'm 3 months in the business. On my first month as a director last November, I won number 4. Total income for the month was 160,000 pesos.
months in the business. She's an old timer. In the month, 160,000 pesos. Very good, excellent.
My name is Inday Fernandez. I got the number 5 premier bonus in October, 95,000.
Great job.
Roberto, I'm a 2-diamond director. I'm doing this business part-time with my husband. Last February, number 5, our income was almost 200,000.
200,000. Good job.
My name is Camila Samson, a 5-diamond director. For this year, we got 6 premier bonuses. February, number 2, June, July, August, number 1, September, October, November, October, number 2, November, number 1. Total income for this year is about 5 million.
5 million. Not too bad. One, 200,000. 300,000. Good job. Good job.
My name is Emma Rodriguez, also a director with Symmetry. Last March of last year, we were number 3, so an additional income of $1,000 US. Our total income for that month was about 150,000.
So you can see right here in this room, I mean, this is not a huge amount of people. Look at the number of people and the amount of money that they're earning. So if they can do it, why can't you do it? And then on top of that, we have trips also. Matter of fact, how many of you have never been to Las Vegas, Nevada? No? Well, how many is this? How many of you would like to go to Las Wages, Nevada? Yeah? It's not Las Vegas, it's called Las Wages. Dad. Okay? She saw, I have 4 kids. I have 3 daughters and 1 son. Thank you. I have 1 person in my family I can talk to. And she saw a picture of my son. And the first time she saw him, the first thing she says is, "Oh, how old is he?" And I said, "He's only 14. I'll wait." So she's been getting me ready by calling me Dad all this time, right? Trying to become part of the family, huh? Yeah. But it's okay. Once she becomes a 5-diamond director, then we'll talk. Until then, I mean, there's no bargaining on this at all, right? So the first gal who's done a tremendous job and is very, very excited, all the way from General Santos, is Jingle. Jingle, come on up. She's going to stand up here because you can't see her.
Folks, I'm so excited to be here. I'm Jingle Tito. Wish my dad just talked to you. This business is crazy, really. It's been an exciting year. I came into Symmetry October 27, 1997. And from there, I became a director in December. I didn't even know what I was getting into. When Tonton called me on the phone, he was a complete stranger, and he said, just come to see me, give me time, and I'll talk to you about the business if you're interested, get in here. Like most of you, right? And then I saw him, he explained the marketing plan. I didn't understand anything. I didn't have background about this. I was working for a paper as a reporter. I was only earning 3,000 then. But I had so many dreams that I wanted to do with my life. I cared so much for my family. I wanted a better life for me and my family because our mom died 3 years ago and we were really broke at the time. I don't know, maybe God sent me Tonton, he called me on the phone. I didn't understand anything, but he showed me his checks and they were like 70,000 a week, 80,000 a week. I was looking at it and I was saying, I worked 3 years in a job, I didn't earn anything. Even if I work for the rest of my life, I will never ever, get a check that big. So I told him, what am I going to do? I don't know what I'm going to, but I'm getting in there, I'm going to invite some friends, I'm going to talk to so many people. He said, they have great products, it's a great business. They helped me to the Josie when we were starting out in General Santos and nobody believed me. I talked to 100 people, they won't believe me. I talked to my friends, my relatives, they didn't loan me anything. I wanted to get the box, I didn't know where to get it, so I loaned my CD player, I loaned my refrigerator, I loaned everything. I 2021. I was so excited. In the first month, we earned, in terms of sales, we had about 500,000 pesos. The business is great. The staff, the corporate team, they've been going in and out of General Santos, despite warnings from the U.S. Embassy not to go. They've been there. They've helped us. It's been a great year. I earned over 500,000 in my first year. You can do it too. And I didn't work that hard. I only had about 7 people in my first level. We're at least the company is saying get 3 people, 3 new people every month. I didn't do that. I didn't know anything about the 3 and 30. If you look at me, I don't even have my 3 and 30 pin. I only had 7 people, but I have 3 solid legs. That's why I'm one diamond. Abby is here. She's worked so hard in Davao City. She a lot of the job done in Davao to get the office was due to her. And I'm so thankful for the great uplines, great downlines. It's been a great year. It's going to be better this time. You have better be in Las Vegas. Sa April po, sama-sama tayo doon. If I can do it, I'm only 25. You have to be challenged by me. You can do so much better. We're going to have so much fun. It's a great company.
She has no idea what's happening. You know, she's been saying, how much have you earned in your first year?
Over 500,000 pesos.
Not too bad, and does not understand what to do.
Yeah.
Right? Give her a nice hand. Thank you. The next couple I'd like to have come up and give their nice story is Emma and Mac Rodriguez. One diamond director, soon to be 2 diamond, right? 2 diamonds, soon to be 3 diamond.
Good morning. My name is Emma Rodriguez, a diamond director of Symmetry. I'd like to tell you a little about myself and how I got started in Symmetry. I already resigned from my job last December 31 of last year. I used to work for a Japanese trading company as secretary for almost 9 years. And I remember I always argued with my boss because he gets so mad every time I absent myself from work because my child is sick or I have to attend to school activity. So we've always been arguing. So I came to a point in my life when I had to decide to weigh my priorities. So my children were growing up then, and I was so involved with my work, I really didn't have time for my family. So when we were introduced to Symmetry in December of 1997, I was really not interested because I thought it was just one of those. But my husband was really on fire. I was 3 months pregnant then. So after giving birth, I started to attend all the BTS, the BPs, all the seminars available. And only then I realized the kind of opportunities Symmetry brings. All those, I had been a working mother, but the desire to take care of my children was just so strong. So Symmetry was just an answered prayer. Now, I'm so happy to be in my home where I could take care of my children, and at the same time do a business of my own right in the very comforts of my home. So I'm just very happy for Symmetry and of course for our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for this kind of opportunity. For mothers, nothing is more important than for us, especially the mother, taking care of our children. That's all. Thank you.
Good morning, I'm Mark Rodriguez. I'm an engineer by profession. I worked with PLDT 15 years and 10 months, and I just resigned last August 31 to go full-time with Symmetry. And thanks for my wife resigning last month to join me in the business. And last December 23, 1997, I was introduced to this business by Mrs. Taknay. Thank you, Mrs. Taknay. And 3 months pregnant on wife ko, and she was taking Symmetry. We didn't know then that there was financial opportunity in Symmetry. And thank you also for prescribing, Dr. Ola Madsen prescribing the Symmetry products to my wife. But her problem is she did not introduce the business to us. And last December 23, when we attended the seminar in Makati, nakita ko yung mga products okay nga, but what interested me most is the marketing plan. Thank you also for Ma'am Beng for the marketing plan. You earn more pesos when you work with Symmetry. And last February, PLDT announced that the company was downsizing, and so my dreams collapsed. I was then section head, sort of assistant manager. My dream is to become an affiliate executive and to go around the world. But when I attended the seminar, I saw myself, this is it. I told myself, this is the dream come true. So we signed up December 24, and when I got the manual, binasa ko po ito up to 4 o'clock in the morning of December 25. And thank you also for the maximum Confucius, because he said, choose a job you love, and you will never have to work a day in your life.
Yeah.
Choose a job you love, and you will never have to work a day in your life. Kaya yun ang pumasok sa isip ko, na if I can achieve my goals and dreams, just doing the work, and as if you're not doing the work at all, why not? And so, yung doubts and fears ko, nakita ko yung product's quality, there's a 100% money-back guarantee, and kaya we joined, and ang kagandahan nito, last January 1998, when I joined the BDS in Gallery Suites, nakita ko na ang Symmetry is really sincere and honest, like what Mr. Revak said. There's Symmetry, there's an integrity to hold and to share us. Kaya nakita ko na, and the top performers, thank you for the first timers in coming here for this BDS, because I tell you, this is my 4th BDS and I'm not regretting joining the rest of the BDS of Symmetry, because this will be your battery charger really. And ang maganda nito, when I saw myself in that BDS, nakita ko yung mga top performers. And ang top performers dito, you can see them, they did it. And for our last 1 year and 3 weeks in the business, we were able to achieve the CAC, we were able to achieve Hong Kong, we were able to achieve Inner Circle School. So if they can do it, I tell you what, you can do it.
Great job, great. You know, and again, if you listen to what they say, Jingle, she makes up her mind she's going to do it, she mortgages her family, right? Gets money, gets a business in a box. You know, they make a commitment because they realize in a job, it downsizes, you think you get a career, you lose it, and all of a sudden now, they've got new dreams, they make commitments, they work towards them, they've been to California to Inner Circle, they're going to Las Vegas in April, right? Yeah. And if you don't go, it's okay. We will send you a postcard. Not thinking of you. Yes, great job. Now this next couple has done a great job also. They're one of our 3 diamond directors from Cebu, and that's Eva David Del Santos. David walks and Eva runs because her legs are so tiny.
Hello, good morning. I'm Eva de los Santos and 3-time director. I was a school teacher before, and I also still am doing special shows occasionally as a singer, and got married to David here and is supporting him all the way in our t-shirt business. And for the rest of the story, basically we have the same story, so I'm gonna hand over the microphone to him. Here he is, David.
No, anyways, first of all, I want to wish everybody here a Symmetry New Year. Okay? David De Los Santos, and I'm a businessman, and we're, like Eva said, we're engaged in t-shirts. You know, I'll never forget my first time when I saw the very first presentation. It was back in 1996. And my uncle was the one that invited me down to the presentation. Now, I never looked at a business like this before. So when I got into the room, you know, they didn't have a big product display. It was a smaller one. And, you know, we sat down and there was this tall gentleman that explained the business. I mean, he was sharp, he could talk, and you know, it got me excited. But then I started to think, wow, am I going to sell these products? And I said, no, wait. You know, I came here 12 years ago because I'm originally from the United States. And I hope that's obvious. You know, I didn't come here to be a salesman. I mean, can you imagine me walking around with a black bag, walking door to door? You see those salesmen, right? And I couldn't picture myself doing that. Besides, we were very comfortable with our business. And we didn't think that we needed anything else. Now, 3 months later, I saw the guy that I invited down to the meeting, that same meeting. And actually, he was a guy that was into marketing, and he was working with our competitor. And that's how we knew each other. But, you know, I had kind of asked him, hey, how you doing in that business? Did you ever get involved? He said, Dave, you know what? You better join this business and you'll be financially independent. And I said, wow, here this goes again. Because I heard that already, right? And then he opened up his a little folder that he had. He started to show me these checks. And these checks were amounting to 50, 60, 70,000 pesos. So it got me excited. And they were weekly checks. He said, this is my weekly income. And I couldn't believe it. You know, I said, wow, you're making that kind of money? And you know, imagine he was only making 3,900 pesos with that other company, right? And so, you know, I started to get a little excited. So what happened, I went back to the business presentation. It was in January 1997. I went to some, you know, presentations, and everybody kept talking about director, be a director. So Ava and I said, well, how do you be a director? And they said, you got to become a manager. You got to get a business in a box. I mean, I know some of you've heard that, right? Get a business in a box. Get a business in a box. So I said, well, what's a business in a box? I said, well, this is how you start your own business. So I said, well, it took us 2 weeks, and we, you know, we finally, you know, went ahead and got that business in a box on the very last day of the month. Okay? And a lot of people do that now. I can see that, right? So, you know, now I'll never forget, because we never had a Cebu office yet. So they brought in the business in a box, and they came into my office. And they opened up, you know, I went down and I sliced open the tape, right? And I opened it up. Now, we didn't have all these products. We only had like about 6 products. So I looked in and said, wow, you had 19 Nutra Plus, 19 of this, 19 of that. And I said, hey, what are we going to do with all that? You know, we can't eat that. You know, what are we going to do with it? And I said, hey, you better go to the school and start selling it to those parents. You know, and so, you know, for the first 7 months, we didn't make anything, very little. You know, but we were sharing the business and trying to sell, you know, and even though I said I didn't want to be a salesman, well, we had to get rid of those products, right? And in the first 7 months, we only got in 2 managers. And then came July, and we went to our very first BDS. And then it changed the whole course of the business for us. We learned how to do it properly. We went back the next month in August, and we were able to achieve one of the premier bonuses. And we made some money that month. It was still a learning. You know, we attended all the business presentations. We attended all the trainings that would come into school. And then it was May of this year that, you know, the income jumped up. So, you know, we said, hey, why not get serious? You know, why not get serious with the business? So I put my t-shirt business on the back seat. Okay, it's still running and it's doing good, you know, but because I've learned a lot how to run, you know, different, you know, couple of businesses through this business. So, you know, we went full time, we put in a program, and we got trainings, and we got weekly business presentations, we got a recognition day. So it's all in the works. You know, we just emulated what the company did. Okay, so we did that, and you know, I can say from May of this year last year, up to the end of last year, our income rose 300%. And you know, comfortable even when you share it to a stranger. Because we ran out of friends and neighbors and all that relatives, so we just talk to anybody. And if you continue to talk to just anybody and have it in your heart that you really want to go out and help people and share this opportunity with them, you can't go wrong. So that's my story. Thank you.
Great job. Excellent. Excellent. Also now, and again, one of the things, if you have questions on talking to people, as he was saying, when I'm talking to everybody, I had a chance to fly from Davao to Cebu with David, and we were sitting next to somebody who, was to a gentleman, and then by the time we landed, now it's only an hour flight, by the time we landed, the guy sitting next to us knew all about the product, saw the marketing program, was interested in joining.
Sa Blackboard, consultant, manager, director. Basta pumapasok lang po sa isip ko yung 100,000. Yun lang po yung bilog-bilog. Yun lang po. Pagkatapos nung sinabi ko, kaya ko kaya. Palagi yung inisip ko, kaya ko kayang gawin to. Pero sabi ko, with the help of the Lord, sabi ko, and my 3 kids, meron akong picture palagi. Yung tatlong picture po, especially pag meron mo nagsasabi sa inyong hindi, wala namang kikitain dyan eh. Mga ganun ba, hindi naman magandang produkto yan, or it's not a good business. O parang ganyan na yan, yung iba-ibang mga kumpanya, marami kayong ganyan. Yung ganun ba, every time I whip up that picture of my kids, and then I look at it, at palagi ko sinasabi, itong mga to na naghihindi sa akin, pantay kayo. Ngayon ko, mayabang na ako. Now, all I do is, hindi na po ako kailangan mag-whip up ng mga cheque. Itong daya kong nanong to. Yun na lang po, kailangan. Ang malaki ko po masasalamat din nag-umpisa po sa Panginoon. Pangalawa po, sa malaking suporta ng grupo po ng Symmetry. Pangatlo po ang pamilya ko. Kung meron po kayong kapatid na katulad ni Grace at saka ni Richard, swerte po kayo. Pagdating naman po sa medical, yung aking pong kapatid, at saka yung isa ko pong doktora kapatid, ang suporta po mag-umpisa po sa pamilya nyo. And once they see that your company and your business are growing, sasali na po sila lahat at mas masaya. Thank you very much.
Good morning, I'm Dr. Ola Madsen, I'm a medical practitioner. I decided to join this business 1 year and 2 months after my wife was doing this. It took me 1 year bago maniwala kasi hindi ako naniniwala first and foremost sa products. I don't believe in the products. And secondly, the marketing is too good to be true. But during that time, na-address ko yung hypertension ko from 170 over 110 and 120 over 80, I decided na sabi ko maganda yung produkto. And then during that time, as a medical doctor also, we were not earning that much. And we have a business, we have a meat shop. My wife was doing Symmetry part-time. She was really excited about it. And I was not really happy because she was putting her license online, something not credible. But during that time, people were talking about the products are good. At the same time, the marketing was good. Ako po, I was working in a hospital for 8,000 pesos a month. At the same time, working in a meat shop. Nagtitinda po ako ng baboy at sa palengke. Kasi kulang po ang iba. And during one time, I was in the hospital, dinaanan ako ng pasyente. Pagdaan, tinignan ko ako. Sabi, doktor, sabi ko, may problema ko. Doktor ko ba kayo? Sabi ko, doktor, hindi ko matandero kayo sa palengke. And it's sponsoring every time that the challenge is Symmetry is always sponsoring. And I believe for the past, actually 1 year, doing Symmetry, my wife doing this for 2 years. Proper sponsoring will always start with proper prospecting. And how do you prospect people? First and foremost, you don't prejudge anybody. In this business, you don't need a doctor. You don't need somebody who has 70,000. You don't need somebody who has the connection. What you want to have in your business is somebody who has the dream. Somebody who has the goal. A goal is a dream with deadline. You need hindi na siya kailangan maging doktor. We don't need the doctors. We don't need those rich people. We need people who has dreams, who want to make a difference in their life. Yun po ang kailangan namin ito. At the same time, after you don't prejudge anybody, just look for two people, somebody who wants to have a better health and somebody who has a better wealth. Then have a list of names, talk to people. Always use the products because the best testimony is yourself. Always tell your Symmetry story. Lahat.
Hi, this is Tracy, and I am just testing whether this external mic works because we're going to use it for later. I hope it does. Thank you. This is mic 1, by the way. Hi, this is Tracy using mic 2, and this is a sound check whether the mic is working. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sound check. Sound check. Mic 2. Thank you.
State your name 5 seconds. Just tell them what happened to you before.
Okay. I'm Macy Yuzon and I'm a One Diamond Director with Symmetry. I started using the Symmetry products, specifically the Nutra Plus, last February of 98. And I had very little energy then because I'm a licensed real estate broker by profession. And I get tired at the end of the day. I usually don't have time for the kids anymore. After I took the Nutra Plus, I had that abundant energy I was looking for that I needed from morning until night. And when that worked for me, my sister told me to try the other products, so I took the 4 Basic. And I realized after a month or 2 that my asthma and my rhinitis, which is hay fever, sneezing, I kept on sneezing all the time, it disappeared and it's controlled. So all I do now, if ever I do have an oncoming attack, I just take the 3 of the OptiBreathe and 1 Aloe Plus, 1 teaspoon of Aloe Plus, and it immediately goes away. I also learned from using these products, somebody shared with me that Ting and Ardy, they showed me that there was a business opportunity, a financial opportunity. So I took a look at it, and I'm very happy to say that right now I have more time with the kids because this is a home-based business. I have more time with them, and I'm enjoying the work because I meet a lot of people. And this is all aside from the financial rewards that I'm getting to.
Can you just compare before your financial, yung kita mo before then?
Okay. Before, as a real estate broker, I would have big income sometimes, and there would be months that you wouldn't have income. There was no assurance of a steady income, and right now I realize that in my organization I benefit from what they call a residual income, and I earn a little from everyone in the group, and that's very exciting because the more I share this with other people, the group just keeps on growing and growing, and your residual income gets bigger all the time. So that's the freedom that I'm looking for. If I decide that I want to be with the children today, there are people, I will still be earning on the others who are the other distributors under me. So that's the financial freedom that I'm looking for.
What advice can you give us to grow, to make our business
I'm almost a year now in the business, and I've made a lot of mistakes. I'm still learning a lot, okay? To continuously make this business grow, I found out that you should continuously talk to people. The 3 in 30 should be a minimum, and that's very important because I did not give that also much importance in the beginning. You think that that is just one thing that you usually overlook, and I used to concentrate on building the organization, the people that I have already. You shouldn't stop there. You should continuously every day invest time talking to new people, getting, as they say, new blood into your business, so that you will always be excited working with new people. That's one of the things that I've learned that I could share. Thank you.
I am Nona Pizania. In 1996, December, I was diagnosed to have cancer of the lung, 3rd stage. I went through the traditional treatment of chemo, and after 6 months, I underwent another form of treatment, which I consider God's pathway of treatment for me. I went on a detoxification program in Colorado Springs, and that was where I had my first taste of natural supplements. So in that detoxification program, it was emphasized to us that all sicknesses and diseases stem from a very impaired immune system and toxins in the body. I entered Symmetry in February of 1998, not really knowing at first what it was, or not knowing what it was all about. But I was so blessed when I attended the BP presentation, because they presented the natural supplements. And I was so blessed because I said this was really what I needed. I did not have to order my supplements from the United States anymore. And so I started taking the Vitality Pack, the Immune, and the OptiBreathe, which is really specified for the lungs. I did not do it first as a business because I was more concerned about having something good for the improvement of my health. And after a month, I noticed that there was great improvement, so that was the time I started to encourage my friends to use the product.
Is Ardy Roberto. Ardy. And Tingting. But that's not her real name. Come, Tingting. Tingy, ting, 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 ting.
Very good. All right. Good morning.
Good afternoon.
This is the unholy hour after lunch. Nantok ng mga tao. But anyway, I'm still excited. We could hardly sleep last night and we're really excited to be here. It's been a wonderful journey. The past year and a half that my wife and I have been doing this business, even on a part-time basis. We're 2 diamond directors right now, and we never thought that we'd be here. To give you my eye story, it starts when I was small, and my dad, I know, it goes full circuit in 5 minutes. But I saw my dad working very hard in a job, and he had a respectable job, and still does. He's a teacher, he's a professor, and he started teaching in he teaches now at AIM, the Asian Institute of Management. And we didn't have a very hard life, but I would see my parents always worry about money. And they weren't poor, but more often than not, they were broke. And so I would see that tension in the family. When we wanted to take vacations and we wanted to buy things, I could see my mom and my dad struggle, and I knew it was a problem for them. So I grew up learning and with that idea that I better get a good or better job than being a professor or a teacher. So I thought of being a doctor or a lawyer or climb up the corporate ladder. So, and that's what I ended up doing. I ended in a job also. And when I was in the job, I worked very hard and I got a good salary, but I realized at the end that I had very big dreams, but even if I had a good job, my income was still very much smaller than my dreams. And so I started searching again. And sooner than later, I started my own business because that was what I thought would be good. But our first two businesses failed. And we tried again, and our third and fourth businesses started picking up. And we went into the publishing business and the seminar and training business. And it was picking up, it was very good, but then I became a slave to my business. And although we were making very good money, I was hardly home seeing my wife. I was awake 12 hours, 14 hours a day, sometimes sleeping at my office. And it was very stressful. And then one day I saw a Symmetry presentation. My friends were talking about it. And I thank Alvin and Emily and Ricky and Mila for introducing Symmetry to us. And they've been very good role models. And when I first saw the Symmetry business, I was very, very excited. And what I did was that I didn't first get a lot of downlines, but I went upline. I went up to see how my uplines were making a lot of money and were making their businesses work. So I didn't go out starting talking to people a lot and talking to a lot of people. I went upline to ask them, how do you do this business? So that's one thing I did. And later on, that was a year and a half ago, and when we started getting downlines, my first mistake was getting downlines who didn't want to be helped. I was looking for downlines and people, talking to people who didn't have any money, but it turns out that these people who don't even have, sometimes don't have money is because they don't have any dreams also. So wala pang pera, wala pang pangarap. So doble talo. And so I started looking for people who had dreams. And you don't make these people, you don't create these people, you look for these people. They're already waiting to be found. And that's what we did. We looked for diamonds in our backyard. And one diamond was our next door neighbor, and one diamond was my supplier in my business. And for the first year, we never even talked to this neighbor in the business. And God is so amazing the way things work out. And we're so happy that she's still here with us, Macy Yuson. And Carol Roy is now in the US. So we have one diamond director underneath us and two diamond director underneath us right now. And it's been a fantastic ride. And what I can really say right now is that when my father, he still teaches, I still think it's a very honorable profession. And now I find myself teaching, like in the same profession, because when you're in Symmetry, it's not a selling job, but I think it's really a teaching job. And you teach people how to be financially independent. You just show them the opportunity, and you lead them and you empower them. And it's grown full circle because right now, because of this industry, because of Symmetry, one of my dreams, which is also to teach, has come true because last December, the Asian Institute of Management, because of my involvement with the Symmetry business, and my talking to the professors there about this new mode of distribution which they should look at, offered me to teach network marketing at the Asian Institute of Management starting February. And that really scared me because I've only been in this business for a year and a half. And so I'm very grateful to Ola who's helped out with the course and Rudy And it's really exciting, and I thought that people wouldn't register for the class. You need at least 20 students to register for the class to push through, which is an elective. And my class, the class in Lebanon, got the second or third highest number of registrants. So you can tell your friends this is a great routine. You can tell your friends this industry, this business is legitimate, it's respectable, it's now being taught at the Asian Institute of Management and in States in Harvard. So that's my story. Thank you very much.
I'm left with one people. Hi everyone, I'm Tingting Roberto. I'm the better half of Ardy. This business was introduced to us early part of '97. Now I love the products immediately because I've always been a vitamin user. Having lost my mother to bone cancer at 42, I've always been health conscious. But I was interested only in the products. The business side, I was very skeptical. I didn't want to join, mainly because I didn't know what MLM was all about. I was ignorant. So outright, I refused to do it. And besides, my husband is my business partner, so we were really busy, okay? But the products worked for myself and for my husband. So what happened was, June '97, Dr. Rico was here in Axid. I saw his product training. I really listened. My eyes were totally open, and that was the beginning. That was the turning point. We decided to be serious in the business. We immersed ourselves in seminars, in trainings. We attended the BDS July '97. This is our 5th BDS. You're supposed to clap. 5th BDS na namin ito. And our group keeps growing. Like right now, we started with just one online on our second BDS, but now we have more than 30 people here belonging to the fun team. So we're so excited about it. Anyway, to make a long story short, we have decided to make this a mission because helping enrich other people's lives is very, very fulfilling. Okay, health-wise and wealth-wise. And this business, what you need is enthusiasm. It's very, very important that this is an excitement-intensive business because even if you know everything, if you're not excited about it, it's very difficult to attract people, okay? I think he's signaling me already, so I still have so many things to say, but my time is up, so I have to go. Thank you. Lastly, I'm sorry. The most important thing also is we have been praying for wisdom from our Lord, and He has been blessing us, and we know that this is just the beginning. We're going to do very, very well here in this business because we know that the wisdom, the inspiration, the encouragement, everything comes from our Lord. Thank you.
Okay, that's fine. This is good. Okay. Excellent. Now the next one that we have to come up and tell their high story is the Reyes. Come on, Doc.
Kasi pinauna mo pa yung asawa mo. Dapat ikaw na lang.
Hello everybody. Yeah, I'm Dr. Ardy from Viña, Laguna. I started Symmetry July 21st. I'm very thankful to Ma'am Josie Medina, Bunny Monroy, and Jess Monroy. Will you please stand up? You are there? Yes. Okay. Hindi ko ganyan si Sir Bunny nung pumunta sa akin. Ang payat-payat po niya. Ang payat-payat po at galing na po siya sa quadruple operation ng kanya. Okay? So probably I became, yun na po ang prayer ko by the time na before attending the PDS, no? Nag-skip lang po ako sa speaking engagement ko from San Pablo. Then I asked the Lord, Lord, where do I begin? Where do I go? Ang sabi ko sa niya, what I am is your gift to me. And what I would become is my gift to you. So, make me a sensitive instrument of your grace. So sabi niya, by that time, 7 nag-pack up na ako, punta na ako dito, wala akong traffic, papunta ko ng Galleria Suits. So by that time, I was there at the back with Dr. Ardy. Yun po ang nag-inspire sa akin na na-cure siya ng cancer, cancer of the colon, which is 4 na sikat, plus may balance. So sabi ko, tapos sabi ni Dr. Ardy, how much is your earning? 260,000 a month. Uy, tinanong ko yung sarili ko, is this true? 260,000 a month? Parang nananaginip, di ba? So, when that sets into my mind, tinawagan ko na po si Ma'am Josie, si Ma'am Baliman Roy, sabi ko kayo na bahalang mag-introduce sa mga friends ko. I believe some names here, we will knock at them. So, how many sabi ni Doktora, ni Ma'am Josie? Ilan ang kaya mo ngayon? Dalawa. Dalawa? Sabi niya, dalawa, okay. No, we make it 5. Then the following day, 7, and then I contact groups, no? Mas maganda yung contact groups. So by the time I was able to sign up 16, so by 1 week, I was able to get 41 recruits then. Ganun ka-active, okay? So I thank the Lord for my downlines here, na it is your uplines and your downlines that would help you. Dito ko nakita sa Symmetry ang pagkakaisa. Wala ditong quote-unquote yung okay? Talagang they are willing to give, to share everything, no, for the betterment of everybody. So for me, success is not for, success means not to get ahead of others, but to get ahead of ourselves. And then, teamwork, coming together is the beginning, keeping together is progress, working together is success. So all of us must dream. You have to dream, enabled for you to reach your goal. And if you have your goal, you do not seek, but you have to find it. Okay? Thank you very much. What I tell also to my patients: yes to symmetry, no to cemetery.
I would say yes also. The options, I don't like them. Okay, now the next one to come up and give their eye stories is Rona the Desma. Here's Rona.
By profession. I got introduced to this to Symmetry last, I think, 7 months ago when my husband came home with a bundle of products which cost a bundle of money. And I was, so upset because I said, you can't take those products without asking your doctor. It might have some drug interaction. And he said, no. I guess like what Rudy Revak was saying, thick skull. So he was stubborn. He still took the products. And after 2.5 weeks, did I fail to mention he has diabetes? Okay. My husband has had diabetes for the past 4 years, and he's been taking medications in increasing dosages over the years, and never did his blood sugar normalize. But after taking the products, the apat na sikap for 2.5 weeks, his blood sugar normalized. And that was when it caught my attention, and I said, hey, these products are good. And I studied the literature, and I said, oh, no wonder, it's all natural. And when his products ran out, he told me to order again some for him. I called up the office, and I asked, how do I go about ordering these products? And the girl told me, or asked me, am I doing this part-time? Am I doing this as a business, or am I just a consumer? I said, no, I'm just a consumer. My husband is a consumer. She asked, don't you want to do it as a business? I said, no, that's why I'm a dentist. I don't like this kind of things. It's not my line. She goes, sayang. Kasi those people who are doing it as a business, they earn between 30 to 50,000 a week. I asked, what? 30 to 50,000 a week? And ching, 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 peso side. And, I told my husband, hey, do you know that they earn 30 to 50,000 a week? By the way, my husband didn't attend the seminar. He just bought the products. He came late for the seminar. So I said, I want to attend the seminar. I want to find out, if it's true. And we did get to attend in Shangri-La, Makati. And there, I saw that it was true. We'd see these people going up in front to get checks for 100,000, 200, 300, and later on they'll be the same ones going up for
$2,500, and at that time I didn't know who they were, but now I know they were the famous Malabanan sisters, no? And I was just so amazed, and I distinctly remember this one woman. I don't know who she was, but she said, when she was called in front to receive a check, she said, I was one of those sitting there, and I never thought that I would one day receive a check like this. And that was exactly what was on my mind. So I said, that probably would happen to me also. And so I thought of going to the business, but I decided to pray about it, because if it's going to be just a meaningless search for money, then it's going to be all but vanity. And the message that I got was from Isaiah 65, which said, "No longer shall an infant live for but a few days, or an old man who does not round up his whole lifetime. He who dies before 100 years dies a mere youth." And my hair just stood on end. You see, my second son died because of my poor nutrition when I was pregnant, and I saw it as a mission. If I could just help one woman prevent the loss of her child by being properly nourished, then for me that is reward in itself. And I have been reaping the rewards. One of the first people that I got was my sister, Dr Ola Madsen, is an OB-GYN, and she's been giving it to her patients. And we've been in the business for the past 7 months, and it's been a wonderful, wonderful 7 months. But it's not every day that you wake up feeling, yes, this is the day when I'm going to find my Carmen or my Josie or my Malabanan sisters. You wake up some days and it's like, what is this for me? And I just keep going back to that day when I prayed about it. And I believe in my heart that this business is God-given. I believe that this is the pathway that has been given to us, to my family, for an abundant life. And this is what it's really been doing for us, for my family, enriching our lives for a better tomorrow. And, Symmetry has given me a mission to help other people, and that's why now it's not a meaningless search for a better life or more wealth. No? And Symmetry has given me also a new meaning to what's rich, and that is, rich means never having to say, I'm sorry, we can't afford it, because now we can afford it. Thank you, Jesus.
You're afraid to go first? That's okay, we're going to start down then. Right? Okay, we start here now.
Yes, it's really very important when you start a person to be open about everything. And normally, I show them, number one, it's benefit when you upgrade a person. Let's say, for example, if you plan to, I normally ask, after giving them the entire plan, and ask them, where would you want to start? Manager or consultant, manager, or director? And sometimes they object on asking that question by the expression of the face.
Meron yatang hindi nagdidiretso.
Yeah, sige, walang problema.
So tell us what the products did to you health-wise.
Actually, in the first time I joined the presentation, I was really convinced with the product because my mother-in-law actually was suffering for about 25 years of asthma. And there's some couple there that they asked about what's this? I mean, they talk about asthma, gano'n, nag-take daw sila ng Nutra at saka Alo. So we are na-shock kami kasi may asthma din, nawala yung asthma nila by just taking the product. So ngayon, we attend the presentation. Ang ginawa namin is we just buy the products. Then when we buy the products, the Nutra and the Alo, we let my mother-in-law tried that one. Then after 8 weeks, wala nang asthma yung mother-in-law ko. And that's the longest na wala siyang asthma. Yeah, and myself my testimony is the Mega Juice. I'm a computer science. I use this computer every day for about 6-7 hours. Then I have an astigmatism of 20. My grade, no, 100. My grade is 100. Then I have 6 eyeglasses. I've been wearing this for almost 7 years. And just 4 months of taking Mega Juice 3 times a week, my eyesight is back to normal. Yeah.
Ano naman, financial?
Financial?
Oo, financial.
No, actually, I'm Tonton Literio. Actually, I was connected with t-shirt business before. I was connected with a company in Cebu City. I was earning 3,900 pesos by marketing a t-shirt in Cebu City. Cebu one, like that. Then what I was doing with that for almost 6-7 years, actually I still ran up broke. I worry about money, everything now until somebody invited me to this presentation. Then my goal actually is just to earn 10,000 a month. That's my goal. Okay, if you gave me 10,000 a month, it's okay with me. But what happened, everything changes. In my first 3 months, we earned 300,000 pesos. And for the last 4 months, from July, August, September, October, November, we earned about 1.4 million pesos. And that's exciting. Yeah, just last 4 months. So you join, and we will make you a lot of, you will earn a lot of money than me. Yeah. So what else?
Sige. Sige. Okay. Okay.
Just look at me.
Yes. Start. Okay, I am Dr. Gerard Adibiso. I am a general surgeon. I also teach at LaSalle. I am an assistant professor right now, teaching second-year medical student up to the resident level. Well, I met Symmetry last May 1997. And it actually changed our life, both of us, because before we had difficulty having a baby. And I met Dr. Craper and he told me, hey, Dr. Adibiso, why don't you use the product? For all it's worth, since you're having problems having a baby. So I gave it to my wife. And then after 3 months, actually it was not really for the baby, but for her complexion, because she just gave birth that time. Actually, the history for that is that she had 2 abortions, and that baby was a miracle baby. I want another baby, so we used the female balance. And lo and behold, after 3 months, we had another baby. She got pregnant, and then I told her, use all the products of the Symmetry, the nutritionals. Dr. Cape advised me to use that product. And we had a good bouncing baby boy. Baby who is healthy at age 7 months right now. She's already walking and communicating to us, And then Symmetry also changed my life, because before I had allergic rhinitis. Every day of my life, sinisipon ako, it's terrible. I had difficulty operating my patient. I had asthma. And according to Lung Center, doctor, I'm sorry, but you have to take your steroids for the rest of life. And I don't like that. So what I did was that I used all the products of Symmetry, the apatasikat by then. And then after 3 months, I don't have any asthma anymore. My colds are controlled. Since then, up to now, I don't take any more medications. So it's a good thing for us. My father's gout arthritis was controlled. My mother's ischemic heart disease was controlled. And then after 7 months, I started using it to my patient. Actually, I never prescribed it. I gave it as an option. And since that month, imagine I started Symmetry 1997 May. It's only November when I started marketing it, because my upline left me after 3 months. I don't even have a manual. I lost my manual. And then what I did was that I started listening to the tapes of Dr. Crepo, tapes of Mr. Rudy Revak, and then I started attending the BA's presentation. And then I met Ola Madsen. Then afterwards, I started marketing the product. Actually, it was me initially, because my wife is not helping me. She is a manager in the bank, and she doesn't believe in these things. She's skeptical. So I work, and then I focus my goal. Because as a surgeon, I don't think I just started my practice. I don't think I can earn that much. So what I did, I focused my goal. I started with 5,000 word volume, and then afterwards, I told myself, I want to be on the president's to the inner circle. So I achieved that 3 months, 5,000 word volume in 3 consecutive months, and then I want to go to the States for free, and then 6 months, and then profit sharing, and then what I did was that I told myself I want to be in the President's Club. So what we did was that for 12 consecutive months, we did 5,000 word volume, and that is working part-time. And last October, we had the BDS. I told my upline by then, it was Jose Medina. I promised him and Ate Carmen, I told them that by December, I would like to have my profit sharing. Fourth profit sharing, it's about $2,000 in 1 year. I would like to be a diamond director. At the same time, I would like to be in the President's Club. Well, we achieved it in 1 year by just being focused and by praying to God that we can do this. Right now, well, because of Symmetry, we have been to several places already. I brought my wife to Malaysia, Brunei, with my whole family, with my baby. We have been to Dakar, we have been to Hong Kong, to China. And before, I only had one hospital. But right now, I bought stocks in another hospital, which is about 300,000. I have built 2 more clinics. My wife just resigned. She's helping me. I'm still working part-time. She's working full-time. I bought 2 cars, one for each one of us. And then, well, life is more comfortable. Well, right now, we're happy because we're sharing the opportunity to others. It's not really the money, but the feeling that you're helping a lot of people. Imagine right now, comparing to other doctors, they're busy in the hospital, but right now I have my time. Right now I'm working for 2 charity institutions. I'm helping the Jimmy Carter Home for the Homeless, and at the same time I'm volunteering at Pampanga for pre-operation while teaching and doing Symmetry part-time. Well, that's all. I hope some doctors will later on join us so we can help more people, I have met a friend of mine in the States, and he told me that he's now into internal medicine, oncology. The advocate now is the integrative medicine, They are combining the Western and Eastern medicine. Well, for a cancer patient, for a geriatric patient, you can offer everything, It's difficult right now. You can't give them anything. But with the Symmetry products, you can help them for all it's worth. Well, that's it. Thank you.
How can you convince
Skeptical doctors, yeah, right. Before, I was in my hospital, I am the youngest stockholder and the youngest surgeon. They told me when I started the business, ang naggaganyan lang, doktor na walang pera at doktor na walang utak. Well, as things changes, imagine those people who told me, the board of directors, after several months, they gave me the most outstanding surgeon. I had the most number of patients. And then at that year also, I passed my diplomatic exam. And I was accepted in De La Salle to be an assistant professor. So how can they say that I don't have utak and I don't have patience? Well, yun kasi it's something higher than education, eh. If you love people, and you can't offer them anything. For example, you have cancer patient, radiotherapy won't work, chemotherapy won't work. What can you offer them? At least offer them something like food supplement, like Symmetry. Diba? If they don't listen, well, it's up to them. Bahala sila. At least ako, sigurado ako, mabubuhay ako matagal, may pera pa ako. Masaya pang pamilya ko. Well, thank you.
Thank you. Sandali. You start. Stay as close together.
Okay.
Para medyo sweet, kunyari.
Okay, my name is Ed Ledesma, and this is my wife Rona, and we've been in Symmetry for the past 7 months now. And unlike what other people have the impression from us, is that she started the business. No, I started the business. I signed up first. I took the products home because I am a diabetic. And I've been a diabetic for 4 years, and I learned about it the week before I got married to Rona. And because of that, I wanted to try some products whom my uplines would say that this would be good for me. So 2.5 weeks into the products, I had my regular checkup with my doctor in Makati Medical Center. And voila, after 4 years of maintenance medication, my blood sugar went down to normal for the first time. So when I purchased the products, we had a half-day argument about it. It cost an arm and a leg. So, but health-wise, it's not too big because I want to grow old and live longer for my kids. And because of that, she started to investigate what the business is all about.
And then from then on, we endeavored to where we are today. So Rona would like to tell you more about that.
Okay, I've been using the products for my kids. By the way, my name is Rona Ledesma, and I'm a dentist by profession. And I've been using the different products like OptiBreathe for my 2 kids. I have 2 children, 4 years old and 1-year-old kid, both girls. And when they start having a cough and I give them OptiBreathe, the cough stops immediately. And there was a time when my 1-year-old daughter drank spoiled chocolate milk, and by the time I found out, she already finished half of the pack, and right away I gave her Aloe Plus, and she didn't get diarrhea from it. Well, when she does get diarrhea, I give her a teaspoon of Aloe Plus, and the diarrhea stops immediately. And we've been in the business for the past 7 months, and the rewards have really been great. We've earned a total of, for the past 6 months, we've earned a total of more than 400,000. Not to mention the free trip to Hong Kong. I don't know the monetary value of that. I mean, a free trip for 5 days in Hong Kong and China for 2, in a 5-star luxury hotel with breakfast, lunch, dinner buffets. I don't know the monetary value of that. Plus, we qualified for the inner circle to the States, so that's another free trip for 2 to the States. So I don't know again how much it is, but all in all, I guess it would amount to more than $500,000 in 6 months, and that's really a lot for us. So it's really been fun here with, especially with the Symmetry people. Well, okay. Actually, we're very comfortable, but it's usually just enough. But with this extra money, it's like you have a lot more to spend for those little extras, which
Extra money is very welcome.
Yeah, definitely.
In our lifestyle.
Definitely, I mean, especially me, I'm a mom. I love to spend for my kids, and having that extra income every month, I'm able to buy a lot for my kids, and I think that's what I live for, So I really thank God for Symmetry.
Thank you very much.
When someone says to you, "How are you?" you say, "Fantastic." How do you feel? Fantastic. Good. Or something positive. And you know what, folks? I'm joking about it a little bit, but you know the truth? If you take that attitude where every day, no matter how you are fantastic, not only will it change you, you'll start to change people around you. That's right, because you'll walk into work in the morning and they'll say, "How are you?" And you'll say, "Fantastic." And they'll say, "What's the matter?" They will, it'll shock them. I have a sister named Linda. I have 2 sisters, Linda and Hilda. They're both older than me, okay? And my one sister, when I first got in this business 20-some years ago, my one sister, Linda, who lives in New Jersey, and when I would call her up as I left home and I started living in Maryland and stuff, I would call her up and I'd say, "Hi, Linda." She'd say, "Oh, hi, Rudy, how are you?" And I'd say, "Fantastic," or "Outstanding," or "Terrific," something positive, After I did that, I'd call her up and she'd always say, "Oh, I'm fine, I'm okay," and I'd always say, "Outstanding." Well, after about 6 months or so, me being positive, one day I called up Linda and I said, "Hi, Linda, how are you?" She said, "Okay." She said, "How are you?" I said, "Fantastic." She said, "Stop saying that." I swear to God, this is a true story. She said, "Stop saying that. I'm tired of you being outstanding all the time." Oh, fantastic. She said, "You have to be miserable sometimes too." I swear to God, she said that to me. And I said, "No, Linda, I'm fantastic, I'm staying fantastic." So I just kept doing it. Every time I call her fantastic, outstanding. Finally, years later, one day I finally called her up. I said, "Hi, Linda, this is Rudy. How are you?" She I'm saying? Because if you are fantastic, and if you feel that, remember, God is always a good God. Every day that He gives us is a day we should rejoice in. We should be excited about every day that we got. I don't care how you feel. So what? One day you have a cold. You could be dead. Cold, hey, I feel fantastic. That's good, right? As long as you're here and you got another day, you ought to be excited about it. So stop sharing bad news, start sharing good news. Right? Spread good news around the world. Another thing, another area I want to take with you. I talked to some of you, I'm just gonna here. I talked to some of you, and you say things to me like, well, I'm going to try to do better. I'm going to try. Maybe I'll do better. Maybe I'm trying to think this further. Okay? Maybe I'll do better. Let me ask you a question, folks. And those of you, fantastic. Maybe, and some of you have been here before, don't say anything, okay? Some of you have been here before. Look up here. Look up here. What do you see? What do you see when you look up here? Black dot. What do you see when you look up here? Black dot. What do you see when you look up here? Black dot. What do you see when you look up here, man? What do you see when you look up here, sir? A whiteboard. Okay. What do you see when you look up here, sir? Whiteboard and a black dot. What do you see when you look up here? Okay. Now, I come up here. I draw a dot on the board. I ask some of you, what do you see? You say, I see a dot. Someone says, oh, I see a whiteboard. How many of you see a dot? Is there a dot up here? Yes. But I said, look up here. What do you see? Ah, what you see when you look up here is a dot, right? Wrong. What you see is a dot on a big whiteboard, right? Wrong. What you see is the front of a room with a banner and a screen and flags and a product display with a whiteboard and a dot, right? Wrong. What you see when you look up here, you see the room, the flags, the banners, the posters, and a crazy guy with a board and a dot. You understand what I'm saying? Some of you in this room, you're thinking too small. You now have the opportunity to think as big as you want. You can make life as big as you want it to be. You can have anything you want. Stop thinking small. Stop saying, well, I'll try. That's not going to get you anywhere. Look, there are people in this room from every background, education level, you name it, we got them who are successful in this business. Now, if they can do it, why can't you? What would stop you from doing it? Only one thing. You're thinking. If your thinking is stinking, you ain't gonna make it. And if you start saying, I'll try, maybe, I'll give it the best I can, I don't know, I'll see what happens, it ain't gonna happen. But the moment you say, I will, watch what starts happening. Stop thinking small, stop looking at life in the dot. Start thinking big and seeing the big picture, because you can have anything you want, folks. If you're willing to work for it, right now that you're in Symmetry. You've got all the opportunity you've ever asked for. Some of you have spent half of your life praying to God, saying, God, please give me a chance. Now you got it. Do you understand? I mean, how many of you know a guy named Bob Hope? You ever hear that name? Bob Hope? Okay? I heard the story, and I heard that Bob Hope told this joke once. And I heard it, and it reminded me of Symmetry. Here's what he said. There was a person, a man, standing in floodwaters. It was flooding, and he's standing in floodwaters up to his knees. And a boat came by, and a boat said, jump in, we'll save you. And he said, oh no, don't worry about me, the Lord will take care of me. Well, a little while later, he's up on the porch on the house, and he's got the water up to his waist. And another boat comes by, and the boat says, jump in, we'll save you. He says, oh no, don't worry, the Lord will take care of me. A little while later, he's up on the roof of the house. He's got water up to his chest, and a helicopter comes by with a rope, says, hey, grab the rope, we'll save you. He says, oh no, don't worry, the Lord will take care of me. Sure enough, he dies. He drowns in the flood. He's dead. He's up in heaven. He's at the pearly gates negotiating with St. Peter, trying to get into heaven. As he's negotiating with St. Peter, here comes the Lord walking by. He says, hey, Lord, can I talk to you? He says, what happened? How come you let me drown? God says, I don't know. I sent 2 rowboats and a helicopter. I don't know what's wrong. You understand? You understand what I'm saying? God helps those who? Some people are out there every day asking for opportunity. Oh, please give me a chance. Please help me send my kid to college. Please help me buy a nicer house. Please help me. That's an extra 20,000 pesos. Is that right? Yeah, 20,000 pesos. That's for Violetta Celis. Your hand. Premier bonus number 2, the second in the Symmetry world, was also here in the Philippines, not at the BDS, but they had $2,500 US. What's that in pesos? 100,000 pesos? Okay. Anybody in this room could use an extra 100,000 pesos? Good. Okay. That was Rebecca Encinas. Rebecca Encinas. Give Rebecca a hand. We also had the number 4 Premier Bonus 1 earner. Not here at the BDS, okay? Earned $750 US extra. That's Diana Rosa Uma. Give her a hand, all right? We have 2 people who are here. For the entire Symmetry world, last month, number 5, for an extra 20,000 pesos, $500 US extra, above and beyond their income, goes to Molly and Ernesto Canchini. If you take too long, I keep it. All right? And while Molly's coming up here now, say this, we have number 1 in the room also. From last month. Molly, congratulations. Good job, boy. We're going to make you say something. How am I going to do this? Tell us what Symmetry means to you, please.
Symmetry has made me feel the best I've ever felt in years. I've been in government and sport for about 14 years, and the pressure has gotten to me. I had high blood pressure, I had a lot of other minor aches and pains, and the pressure is really getting to me. I had kidney stones, I had gallbladder stones, and I'm always tired, I'm always washed out. But after taking Symmetry since July, I've never felt better. My aches and pains have all gone away. I can now walk 18 holes of golf without wearing knee braces. I joined Symmetry primarily because I wanted to feel better. I didn't care about the money, but when the money and the checks started coming in.
Well, you don't care about the money?
But when you start getting the checks and the commissions, you get excited about the business, and it's been really great. It's been a great experience.
All right. How long have you been in the business? 6 months. And here is number 1 from the month of December, Premier Bonus number 1 for $5,000 US. That's 200,000 pesos. Not bad, right? How much does the average worker make?
Okay, Symmetry gives me lots of money. Independent. No, I don't need to ask money from my husband. Symmetry makes me feel young, active, and my goal is to make our group bigger. We are in a hope team, Cebu, from Cebu. I've been in Symmetry just July 21 last year, 5 months now.
Wow. And you're already a one-time.
Yeah, one time.
How many bonus? Is this your first bonus?
Yeah, this is my first bonus
In the 5 months.
in 5 months.
How much have you earned in that 5 months? Do you know?
In the
Total.
almost $500,000.
Not bad, right? Can you make some money in Symmetry? Yes, you can. If you're willing to work, you can make some money here. But as we move on here, I want to spend some time with you this afternoon talking about some facts with you and how you can build your business, okay?
Don't look at the camera. Para po mukhang...
Okay, sige.
Ayan. So, just introduce your name, tapos your position, how you joined.
I'm Dr. Alex Cirillo. I'm a general surgeon from Zamboanga City. I'm the chairman of the Department of Surgery of the Zamboanga City Medical Center. I joined Symmetry actually last February of 1997, but I forgot about it and I quit after 2 months. And then it was only introduced to me again by Rita Dairit last September 1998, and that's the time I joined it. I became a manager in October and then director in November. My parents are diabetic and hypertensive, and I inherited those diseases, and I have hypertension and diabetes and high cholesterol. So when I was introduced to Symmetry, I used the products, and since then I've been feeling so well. I don't get tired anymore. My blood pressure has normalized. Symmetry was also introduced to my wife, and presently she's using the weight management system, and is now so slim and so sexy, and I love him very much now. Symmetry also has changed a lot of my patients. I'm dealing with a lot of cancer patients, and I do the surgery, and now most of them have a good quality of life after giving them the Symmetry products, and they have coped up with the chemotherapy very well.
Money-wise?
Money-wise, at the moment, I'm still new with Symmetry. It has given me extra income, but I have already a very good income with my practice. But I have already a lot of pressure with surgery. You know? I get a lot of pressure doing surgery, and I want to probably say, what do you call this? Lessen my surgical work and probably concentrate on Symmetry so I could retire early from surgery and probably just teach surgery rather than doing surgery on a lot of patients.
What can you advise for those people who are, as a doctor, those people who are skeptic about the company or the product?
Well, as a doctor, it's very easy for me to advise on the use of Symmetry products because they look to me as an authority and they always trust me. So since I started with Symmetry, I didn't have any problem with regards introducing it to my patients.
What about to other doctors?
Well, that's the very big problem. Now, introducing Symmetry to other doctors, especially in this time of what we call as evidence-based medicine, it would be very hard, but it would be a challenge to me. And we know for a fact, and I know it, that most doctors are very poor with regards nutrition. It's not being taught in school very well, so I think it's about time. It's a big challenge for me to change their impression on nutrition, the value of nutrition. Actually, this is one way also of promoting the prevention of diseases, especially cancer.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.